On August the 18th, 2024, a vehicle narrowly avoided tipping a car transporter in China. The dashcam driver's lane was already stopped, and even the left lane was stopped. But just look at how everything can go wrong in just seconds.
后面没撞上，有距离。我操！
The truck was loaded with cars and probably wasn't focused enough on the road and couldn't stop in time and had no other option to slow down on the grass as the road was so narrow. Unfortunately, the weight made the truck fall over, almost crashing the yellow van. As you can see, all of the passengers could come out in time, but this truck driver made the biggest mistake of his life. I guess the total damage cost will go up to more than $1 million. This CCTV camera footage was captured in Medina, Saudi Arabia in 2020 during heavy rain and strong winds, which led to something extremely disturbing if you were the man in the video. As you see on screen, he was casually walking on the sidewalk when parts of the roof fell on the cars, totally crashing them. Thankfully, he could escape in time. This is the shocking moment, a bus driver overtaking a bus, overtaking another bus. I guess you probably already know where it happened, as a few countries stand out with these types of driving behaviors. At first, there is the bus filming, driving up to the pink bus, and after arriving at the exit, he tries to overtake it, but obviously without looking in his blind spot from which another bus was coming to. Despite this fact, a car was coming up in front of them, almost causing a major accident. The middle bus was so squeezed between the two others that it barely had enough space to pass. What do you think? Were they all at fault? For this next clip, you should probably take a seat as it is truly terrifying. The video shows multiple car drivers on this bridge in the wildest conditions ever. Massive fires were covering the whole area, looking as if you were in hell. In this latest disaster, the fire first broke out in south-central Chile last week and then quickly spread to the coastal towns of Vina del Mar and Valparaiso. At least 165 active fires were reported as of Monday. Hundreds of families have been left homeless, with at least 15,000 homes destroyed and entire neighborhoods gutted. The Chilean government was investigating whether the fires were deliberately set. When Mother Nature gets angry, it gets angry fast. This CCTV camera footage was recorded in Japan during the world-famous tsunami in 2011 that paralyzed the whole country. You can see cars turning around and driving as fast as they could, just seconds after the water covered the whole area with debris and houses. It's extremely scary if you think about it, as the only thing you can do is to leave fast, but just imagine if someone was walking, he wouldn't have a chance. About a month ago, this climber was filming himself on the Mont Blanc, which is the highest mountain in France. These climbers were about to arrive at the open area that you see in front, and luckily they weren't there yet, as something truly terrifying happened. There is one every hour or so, but it's rarely as intense. Pass will be closed for the day for sure. Interestingly, rockfall is not the scariest part here, as mid-pass there is a stream that's usually half frozen, creating black ice, which is extremely dangerous, hence the metal wire for safety. Apparently every 30 minutes there is stonefall that day. If you go at night, it's way less. You go in the dark when everything is still frozen and you are good to go. All recent accidents has all been from people that ignoring this advice or on the way down where they feel invincible by the summit. So this next clip should be a perfect example of someone who doesn't know how to use fireworks should never be the one in charge of them. This family friends gathering was going how it was supposed to go, and everybody looks like having a good time, but there's always this one person messing up. One guy was lighting the fireworks, but it felt right on the table and started to explode in every direction. They all ran to not be touched by one of the fireworks and nobody was hurt. The show went on for a few seconds before it finally ended. Have you ever seen the Ghostbuster movie in which the car is just appearing out of nowhere and going who knows where? Well, this happened in El Salvador. What you're about to see will leave you wonder if this is not the fire truck version of the movie.
Mucho tiempo, mucho.
This truck was transporting leaves that were already burning for a few minutes and just went by if nothing was there. Apparently the driver was speeding to an open area because a fire started in a very crowded city. There were other small fires too. It must have been quite a sight. On 25 of August of 2023, a violent storm wreaked havoc on the northern coast of Sao Paulo, Brazil. This camera footage was recorded in a mall, and as most people have already left the building, a few people were still inside.
Meu Deus, gente, nós estamos lá.
It's truly disturbing to Not only be a witness of this storm, but also to be in the middle of it, as the roof was completely swept away and it could really end up even in a worse way. About a month ago, a massive storm hit Taipei, as it usually does. This cell phone footage was captured in Hualien, and it's already pretty disturbing to witness this type of storm, but just take a look at just how strong it is. As you see on screen, the taxi car was literally pushed backwards as the wind was way too strong.